Indonesia is weak, divided, and dominated by the Dutch. But I will change that. I'll turn it into the greatest economy in the world with an insane political system. If you like those types of videos, you can subscribe the channel. Don't forget, mega campaign at 10k. Okay, so first of all, we need to conquer as much as Indonesia as fast as possible. We have no time to waste, because the great powers tend to get interested in this region. As for research, I'm gonna go for Q9, because I want to colonize this island, and then Papua after that, and maybe pan-nationalism after that. If we don't have pan-nationalism when we break free, we might lose some territories. As for construction, I'll get the usual, some iron mines, some maybe tooling workshops, and for laws, I'll have to get rid of extraction economy. Instead, we'll get agrarianism. Definitely way better. I will get some rivals over here in Germany. This is basically free influence, and I'll use this to improve with all my subjects. And we must keep expanding. Those countries are extremely cheap anyway. I will need a couple more ships as well, because I will have to invade those islands to take over Sulu. Thankfully, no one in Borneo can stand a chance against my line infantry, since they are still using irregulars. Let's clean up Sumatra as well. Oh, but this time Portugal sides against me. That's actually a pretty good opportunity for me to take their islands over here. Although I might have to mobilize a couple more units. Our economy will start doing a bit better. Let's get the rural folk in government, and let's get tenant farmers instead of serfdom. There we go, Portugal is out of this war, and we got tenant farmers. Now we'll take over Buton and Bali, and I'll try to get some better taxation. Now I don't really have any other easy targets in Indonesia. Lanfang is owned by the Qing, so I think I'll get a foothold in Indochina. Sounds pretty good. Britain is making a protectorate in Burma already. Yeah, I think I'll have to keep the conquest in Indochina going, otherwise Britain might take over everything. Oh, and of course Burma backs down as well, and Denmark sides against me in this war. Well, then I guess I can also take over your islands over here. And we got this law as well, amazing. We are pressing some very good laws. Maybe we can also get world voting. I'll try, although I don't have high hopes for this. Still maybe I can take over Lanfang. The Qing is still using irregulars, how strong can they be? Okay, let's try this. I'll try a naval invasion, and hopefully that works. Okay, it didn't work, the Qing have a bigger navy. But still we might be able to push anyway. The Qing are really that weak. There we go, Lanfang is occupied. Once again we're at peace, and now we truly have no easy targets. I mean, I could go into Siam, could definitely beat them, but I would also like to focus on my subjects. I'm already trying to get their liberty desire down, and we actually managed to get a voting system. Absolutely amazing. Now we have all sorts of different parties, and the rural folk will probably win. We can even get this government without the landowners, and I could try to ban slavery, although that might cause a revolt. Okay, instead we'll get some schools. That's less controversial. There we go. Now I still want to ban slavery. Hopefully no revolt. Hopefully you don't become too militant. But I don't have any infamy, so I should attack Siam. Maybe that will distract all those angry people. Oh yeah, I can't believe we got this. Now this should go down in time. And now I have this general entry about the ethical policy or whatever. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get this as well. Or literacy. And yes, I did manage to take a bit of land from Siam. An assassination on our governor. Would that be a bad thing? He does give me more bureaucracy and influence. Okay, I'll try to protect you. No more infamy. However, I still have a truce with Siam for another 2 years. So I guess it's time to focus on annexing my own subjects. Starting with Tidore. Burma sides with Tidore. I don't know about this one. Can I take any states from Burma? Would I be able to naval invade them? Not too sure about that. Okay, I will try to take something. Our leader got assassinated. Very sad. This guy is our new governor and he's an opium addict. And we can also get a company. I'll get a tooling one. Let me also take over Banjar. I can get some military access from Chiang Mai. And now I think we can finally invade Burma. I will also try to annex Pontianak. They actually accepted. Let's try out Jambi as well. They didn't accept. The invasion of Burma is going great. Evole Kingdom Rebellion. Okay, that's a pretty big deal, I guess. And they are pretty strong, not gonna lie to you. They have a bigger GDP than the Qing. They took the entire south part. They might have a chance in this. Anyway, let's go back to annexing our last 3 subjects. I also got homesteading to diminish the influence of the landowners. And with that series of wars, we have consolidated our country. Just in time for the second war against Siam. Ooh, and North Germany unified. So we have to rival some other people to get influence. I did fully annex Siam this time. And I would go into Dynamo as well, but I have a bit too much infamy. Better to wait and build up. And in China we got the best outcome possible. Nobody won. They just wiped peace, so now both the Heavenly Kingdom and the Great Qing exist together. So from now on it should be easier to expand into China. Okay, this is the Indian Revolt. Pretty lame. Also, I switched to professional army. Okay, it's time for another war. This time against Vietnam. And time for another company. The paper company, of course. We took most of Vietnam, but we still need another war to finish them off. Actually, I can take over Champasak right now. Okay, and the Netherlands is pulling me in this war against the Germans for some reason. And they're trying to annex all of Denmark. Go for it, Germany. Okay, and the radical party is rising to power. There we go, let's get this government. And we still can't get laissez-faire, but we can do free trade. That's also pretty good. Okay, we we're out of that war finally, and Britain took over Korea. Yeah, interesting. But now it's time for us to break free from the Dutch, and they might actually accept. Of course they don't. I'm doing it although I don't have pan-nationalism just yet. That's because there are no other countries in Indonesia, so I think we can keep all of our land. Yeah, those guys are not landing over here. They did get Sweden into this war, but it's still gonna be pretty easy. Let's end this. Now we are the East Indies, and we should get an event. There we go, the East Indies end. If we want, we can keep the Dutch in charge, or we can become Java. Once we become Java, usually the entire country breaks up, but because we annexed everyone, we can keep absolutely everything. And we only need pan-nationalism if we want to form Indonesia. And I will of course do it, but a bit later. Now I think we need to focus on incorporating all of our states. Now I suppose because we're not paying the Dutch, we're making so much more money. So we'll definitely have to expand our construction. But we're not getting free trade. Well, let's try laissez-faire instead. Okay, we got a volcanic eruption. Things are starting to get a bit worse. But we're gonna figure it out, don't you worry. Skirmish infantry. I'll build a couple munition plants and then we can switch to that. Also, it's time to finish what we started in Vietnam. Okay, we enacted laissez-faire. Now let's try free trade again. And now we control all of Indochina. The British parts don't count. And I will switch to skirmish infantry. And to test our new army, we're gonna attack the Heavenly Kingdom. And we're gonna liberate a couple people. And I should probably create my own power block as well, I forgot about that. We got free trade as well. Our economy is fully liberalized. This is the result of the war in China. The Heavenly Kingdom was destroyed. Oh, and because the Heavenly Kingdom was a theocracy, all those guys are theocracies as well. That's pretty interesting. Now I will transfer the Philippines from Spain, because it feels lonely in this power block. Look at their army. The Spanish don't stand a chance. Now let's also make Yunnan a protectorate. Why not after all? And also Yue. Yeah, that's a lot of infamy however. We got a Red Scare, because Belgium went communist. Yeah, no, I don't care. Now we have those very cool protectorates over here. And the best part about them is that they have no migration controls, because the Heavenly Kingdom didn't have any migration controls, so we should be able to get some people from them. We got right of assembly instead of censorship, and now I think I'll open the border fully. Maybe then we can get some Chinese migrants. Okay, we're getting a reactionary movement. That is pretty damn bad, and especially because they're 100% militant. Okay, we can get this right now. Ooh, guess what? We can also make the Heavenly Kingdom a protectorate, but that's a bit too much infamy. It's also because our ruler, he's reckless. Yeah, that's really bad. I'll try to get universal suffrage. Maybe this way we can make the industrialists lose the next election. Or at least we got pan-nationalism. And that means we can go ahead and form Indonesia. Very, very cool. I think I also like this color better. We might be able to make the conservatives win, but then I don't think we'll be able to enact universal suffrage. Okay, we got this guy as a leader, and we can still keep this government. So we can keep passing the law. And making the Heavenly Kingdom a protectorate is still too much infamy. Okay, I'll wait. Germany is trying to cut Britain down to size. They really went over the infamy limit. Oh, and by a lot. What did they even try to do? I have no idea. But I think they will be able to get away with this, because nobody wants to join Germany in this war, and there is no way they're landing Britain. Okay, now we can go for it and make the Heavenly Kingdom our protectorate. 92 infamy, yeah, that's quite a lot. Portugal and America side against me. Well, that's not very good now, is it? I guess I'll have to wait until the Americans leave the war, and that might take a while. And universal suffrage fails. Okay, Portugal left, but the US still wants to fight for some reason. I guess they really want this state. Oh, finally they capitulated. Okay, now we own all of this, and I will try to open the border again. Maybe this time we can do it. Okay, now France is trying to cut Britain down to size, and the US is helping. I don't know, something tells me they're still gonna fail. Oh yeah, finally this passes. Now can we get migrants from China? Oh, we finally can. Oh yeah, I want to take all your population. Steel frame buildings. It's time to slowly switch to that. Oh, we can also get freedom of movement in our power block. Now I think that's a pretty good idea. We can get another company. I'll go for the steel one. Russia declare me their rival. Well, they are very weak compared to us. I don't think we have anything to worry about. And we have a 1% chance of passing multiculturalism. I'll try it. This will definitely not fail. The Americans attacked me straight up. They want a treaty port and they want to transfer the Heavenly Kingdom. There is no way that's gonna happen. They can't even beat up my navy. They're gonna be truly humiliated by this. And we also got a specter haunting the world. Do I want to go communist? Now that's the question. I don't know, maybe. A world to win. So we can get wage subsidies or regulatory bodies or nothing. We'll get wage subsidies. Oh, and the Social Democrats are getting way more support than before. Britain is trying to conquer Kanto. That's very random of you. And the Japanese back down. The Heavenly Kingdom is a very problematic subject. I can't get their autonomy down no matter what I try. So I guess I'll have to do it manually. Although it's a bit of infamy, it's fine. Also, Japan, what's wrong with you? They just gave all this land to France. Yeah, they're pretty stupid. The French are now trying to do a regime change in the Heavenly Kingdom. Honestly, I don't really care. You can have it. There we go, the Heavenly Kingdom is now a republic. And we have public health insurance. Okay, the Social Democrats won the election. This guy is now in charge, and he's a Luddite. We could ban industry. Maybe we can make a government like this work, and maybe now we can pass universal suffrage. I think we should also be switching our units to trench infantry, although I'll not be going into any wars right now. There we go, we finally got it, universal suffrage. Everybody has the right to vote, and that should really be helping the trade unions. And let's get proportional taxation. It looks like we're gonna be getting another assassination. Okay, now the election is between the Agrarian Party and the Social Democrats. The Industrialists joined the Liberal Party. The Social Democrats won, and I think I'll keep this government. It's extremely legitimate. Now let's decrease the autonomy of Yunnan, and let's give you this little province I took from Portugal, and let's make them a puppet as well. Oh yeah, all those guys are our puppets now. Now what I'm gonna do is attack the Great Qing, and I'll take over Beijing for myself. And now a very cool thing we can do, because we have the Heavenly Kingdom as a puppet, is we can return their states in China. Only 3.5 infamy per state. States that have like millions of pops. This is insane. So I'll definitely take advantage of this. I'll be giving them all the coastal states up to Beijing. That's how much I can do with my maneuvers. And we also got proportional taxation. Okay, this is very nice. I really hope the Qing doesn't collapse, because I want to do this again in 5 years. Okay, the Qing are having a bit of trouble actually. And they broke apart. Oh wait, it's actually good, because I don't have truces with all of those guys. So that means we can go into more wars. I'm gonna make the Heavenly Kingdom the greatest country on earth. But the Heavenly Kingdom can't take this state up here in Manchuria. I guess they don't have an interest over there, because they do have a claim. So I guess I'll have to take them myself, which is a bit more infamy. Now the French are trying to do a regime change in UA, but again I don't mind giving it to them. They're also a republic now. I guess the French really hate theocracies for some reason. Okay, now I own all of China except for the successor state of the Qing and their huge revolt in the west. I guess we'll have to wait for this to be over. Now I guess we could also be going communist. That's pretty fun. And we also had a great exhibition. Now we're already starting to get revolts in the places we conquered. We got Council Republic. We are a communist country. However, I'm not gonna go full communist just yet. Instead, I'll try to get multiculturalism once again. And if it fails, I think I'll just give the land to the Heavenly Kingdom. It's more trouble than it's worth. And finally, the Qing resolved their internal problems. So now we can attack them once again. I'll be taking Taiwan, and I'll give as much as possible to the Heavenly Kingdom. Okay, now this war might actually work. It's Britain against Italy, Germany, Austria, and Russia. That's a pretty good coalition. This is the result of that war. And honestly, I think I'll leave the Qing live over here. This land is worthless anyway. So now I think it's time to annex China. All of China, yes. Let's just go to the Heavenly Kingdom, and let's just give them all the states of Yunnan and Yue. Oh yeah, their autonomy is down to nothing. So now we can annex all of China for only 25 infamy. And probably without any wars. There we go. All of China is mine. And now we are the largest economy in the world, even above Britain. And multiculturalism is failing. Oh, but look at that population going up. I think it's safe to say we are not running out of peasants. Combustion engine. We can build automotive industries. Now that's a pretty big deal, because there is a huge demand for cars on our market. Ooh, Australia might be getting their independence. Hopefully they do. Canada is already independent. And they also got Alaska. We got dedicated police force, very cool. And we finally have a real Han national movement that wants multiculturalism. So I think this time we can get it. It's 39% chance, come on now. Also, let's put down a skyscraper in the middle of Batavia. Okay, Australia is completely independent. Pretty nice. Whoa, India broke apart. Ooh, this is amazing, however, because now I can take those states over here. And the British are probably not gonna be involved. However, Brazil will get involved for some reason. They're trying to change my regime to make me an oligarchic monarchy. Well, that's not happening. Instead, I'll be getting multiculturalism. Finally, no one will be discriminated, not even the Chinese. I'm also going to read Bengal for the rest of Malaya. And for those islands over here, why not? Okay, Bengal is very smart. They're backing down. We can get another company after quite a while. And I'll get the motor syndicate of East Java. As you can see, we're also getting quite a couple mass migrations in Indonesia. Not only from China, but also from like India and Russia. Although I'm not too sure we need that many more people. Without illusions. So utopian characters will now become either communist, anarchist, corporatist, or they will stay the same. Let's get the anarchist. Let's go for the craziest option. We're getting the children in schools, and we reached 1 billion GDP. So it's about time to start spreading some of that wealth. We're gonna be switching to cooperative ownership. Although it is probably a bit worse for economic growth. We got it. We're going fully communist, and we completed the 5-year plan. Now let's get some workers protection. There we go. Now we'll also be giving women some rights. I'm also doing a quick war against Australia to take their part of Papua and some islands in the Pacific as well. Now that's a pretty cool event. I've also liberated New Zealand. And we can get another company. Indonesian oil, sure. How about a war against Britain as well to clean up the borders? I'll be taking Burma and I'll be transferring Korea. Sounds pretty good. They don't even send any troops over here. I think they're a bit busy with whatever whatever this is. It's a war against Portugal and Germany. Oh well, I don't really care. I just want to kick the British out of Asia. Oh yeah, and we got women's suffrage. Well, now let's get some real freedom. Let's put this anarchist in charge of the trade unions. He's now our leader as well, and now we can change from universal suffrage to anarchy. That's true freedom, that's true equality, that's everything we have ever wanted. Okay, some people don't really like this idea of anarchy. Well, too bad, it's happening anyway. I also did another war against China to clean up the borders a bit, and to split them in two. There we go, anarchy is here. No more government, and no more war with the British. We even have a new flag as well, that's pretty cool. Now this revolt should go away slowly. Now let's take a look at the rest of the world. In Europe, Germany unified, Italy unified as well, very nice. France owns Albania, the Germans own Switzerland, the Americans own Belgium. Pretty interesting. Africa is almost entirely dominated by Britain, although the Dutch also have a bit of a colony over here. Oh, and America by the looks of it. And Ethiopia also unified, but they have a bit of a socialist revolt. This is how North America is looking like. How in the world did Mexico get Alaska? Yeah, anyway, Canada is free. The US did pretty well, but looks like they lost Florida and South Carolina. I don't think that's affecting them too much, however. Also, someone really had fun in South America, didn't you, Chile? And everyone knows how Asia is looking like. India, China, and Japan, all of them are completely destroyed. Only Indonesia stands above all as a great beacon of prosperity. We have the largest economy in the world by far, mostly by exploiting the Chinese, to be fair. You can kinda see it in the standard of living and literacy, but they do have some rights, I guess. 60% of the population, but only 30% of the political strength. Yeah, that's pretty fair, I would say. This is the religious map mode as well. Confucianism did spread quite a lot in Indonesia, and we also have those Protestants in China converted by the Heavenly Kingdom. Anyway, Indonesia is definitely the greatest power in the world. As an anarchist commune, those are all the laws I managed to pass. My institutions, my companies, and my trade. We are the largest exporter in the entire world by far. So that's it, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe the channel for more Victoria 3 A to Z. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.